Hello?
Hello?
Hello, there we go. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to quickly finish up, but now I am here and we are good to go. I just need to clean my glasses because they're full of shit. And then I
Okay.
can see stuff and then we can work. While I am doing this, just a few disclaimers. First, everything you say, do, or show me is completely confidential. 2, take notes. And number 3, if you have any questions during or after the session, just reach out and I'm gonna get back to you as quickly as I can. All clear?
Yep.
Very good. Why do you sound depressed?
I don't know. It might just be my mic or my voice. But I mean, I'm not.
You sound like you're about to jump off a bridge. It's actually unsettling, but it could also
I
be me
mean,
being
I've never
tired.
heard that before.
You've
I
never
mean,
heard that before. Okay, then it's probably the mic because it actually it sounded so depressing. I was about to cry a little. I'm not gonna lie.
I can raise the pitch on it, maybe.
Oh, no,
Or
no,
yeah,
no, no, no,
how?
no, don't raise the pitch. That's gonna sound super awkward. Just leave it like this. I'm sure it'll be fine. If that's just your voice, like, it's fine. But again, you do have, keep in mind, I'm from Germany. So whenever I talk to Americans, I'm used to like their voices being fairly high pitched because like American voices tend to be higher pitched than European ones. So, when I hear and like someone speak English in a lower pitched voice like yours, it always sounds really depressed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like super old, so that's not the reason. I mean, my dad's European, if that means anything, but
How old are you?
16.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, well, okay. So you're doing the whole puberty thing right now. Yeah, that is
More
a
or less.
pretty standard. Don't worry about it. The depression in the voice is going to fade. So the way we're going to structure this is first we're quickly going to go through the forum and I'm going to figure out who the heck I'm talking to. And then afterwards we can go over the gameplay and then everyone is going to be happy. Okay. So question number 1. You've been playing this game seriously for like half a year. Can you go a
I
little
mean,
bit?
I didn't really know what you meant by seriously. If you mean I've been playing the game for like 4 years, but if you mean like playing comp and like trying to gain a lot of SR and like trying to get better,
Mm-hmm.
then that's probably like a month or two.
A
But
month or
just
two.
playing the game casually is like 4 years.
So what happened in April? Like you wrote down April?
Well, I just thought, well, April was a significant point for me because I've been playing DPS for 3 years on console and when I moved to PC. And
Yes.
one day, I was just like, I'm gonna play tank because my friends need me to play tank because they want to play DPS. And then in one day, my SR went from like gold and tank, and I had just been placing in gold for the comp points. I just went to like 3,400 and almost masters in one season.
Okay.
And I was like, I guess I just have a hidden talent on tank, and now I'm play only tank.
Okay. Can you think of why that reasoning is a little stupid?
It doesn't make any sense. I have no idea why. And I was like, I only played Sigma the time that I just gained a ton of SR in that one day. I didn't keep that SR for very long. It went down to like an
Did you
average of
solo queue or
3,200.
stack? Did you solo queue or stack? Like
It
queue with
was
others?
so it was stacked until I got to like 3,200. Then I made it to 34 solo, and then I went down and averaged around 3,200 for a good while, and then slowly raised from there to where I am now.
Okay. So you got on a lucky win streak. It
For the
happens.
most part, but I mean, I kept it
happens.
kinda.
What do you mean you kept? Didn't you say that you dropped?
Yeah, but
A rating
my SR
isn't
was
yours. That
in
doesn't
one
matter.
week. My SR
That
was
is so irrelevant. An SR isn't yours until you can actually prove that you can like comfortably get it. Like a top
I mean,
500 player, you can give him and like as many accounts as you want. He's gonna get all of them to top 500, no problem. Like he doesn't even really have to try. Like it's easy for him, right? So if you only got to 3,400 on like a win streak, and then you haven't been able to consistently and deliberately get back there, then that's not like the real rating ultimately. And then also, if you don't really know like how you got there, saying that, oh well, guess I'm just gonna play this role now because I guess I have a talent for it. Talent So I'm not going to go too much into the whole talent thing because we could talk about like 3 hours for that. But by the classical definition, talent defines where you start, but it doesn't really say anything about how quickly you improve. So if if you play tank and you're like talented on tank and you're in diamond, but on another role you're less talented and you start in gold, that doesn't really make a difference because you're still gonna be hard stuck. You're still not going to be like actually improving. So if you need to learn how to improve anyways, then you should just play whatever role you think is most fun, and not the role that you have the highest SR on. Because if you don't really understand how you got to that SR in the first place, again, like it's just going to be kind of frustrating. So
yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
Here's the second part. I kind of ended up understanding so I'd never played Sigma before, and Sigma was good because it was during the hero bans time, and Lucio was banned, and Sigma works. I watched this YouTube video that was like, Sigma works when Lucio's banned because you can't get sped on and like Mega Dove is Sigma. And then I was like thinking about how I gained so much SR randomly, and that was the first time I had ever gotten to Diamond. Because I had started Silver in like console, and I was just like hard stuck plat. And then I realized that I was playing DPS like a tank, and I would just feed by like frontlining on McCree. Then when I switched to the tank role, I'd frontline. Then it actually worked.
And is that good?
I mean,
you basically used like, you were like, you didn't really understand positioning as a DPS, so you just switched to a role where positioning is like doesn't result in death as often.
yeah, I mean, I guess, but then I realized I wondered why I gained SR2, and that was like the first time I had actually tried to improve, and I started playing seriously. I was like, okay, so what am I doing good on tank that helped me gain SR? And that's why I put like, that's when I started playing seriously, because I wanted to answer that question.
So how much improvement have you seen since then?
Well, since then I was like 3100, 3200 then. Now I can keep 3400 and hit masters sometimes, stay around 3400, give or take 100 SR.
Okay. So what role did you start what is the first role you really mained?
DPS for like 3 years. No, like
Okay.
2 years.
So you played DPS for 3 years because it was like fun for you, I'm assuming. Like you just liked playing DPS?
Yeah, I was young and I was like, oh man, DPS.
So, like, do you, like, if you're being honest with yourself, do you actually like playing tank more than DPS, or do you just like being higher SR more than, being
It's
low SR
both,
and DPS?
but yes, I do like playing tank. When I play DPS, I just get this like feeling.
But what I'm saying is, if you didn't peak, like, if you didn't get on that win streak to 3400 on tank, would you have swapped?
No, because I'd never played tank. I didn't play tank once in my entire career, so I had never known how it was to play tank.
Well, yeah, so you tried it out, and then you got high SR on it. And then you were like, okay, I guess I'm gonna play this now.
Yeah, and I was like, tank is actually kind of fun. Everyone is like, oh, main tanking is so bad, but then
But
I
I mean, you're
actually
not
kind of enjoyed it.
You're not a main tank, though. You said you play Rotok Sigma Zarya?
I mean maining tank, not.
Oh, you mean
tank.
maining tank. Okay. Okay. So, why are you here then? What's the story
Well,
behind that?
Why did I? Well, I was like, man, I want to be better, and I want to, consistently get masters, because I've kind of been sitting around this place for like a month. So I just like looked up on Safari. I was like, I guess VOD reviews is a good idea. And then I found this, and I was like, all right, this can't lose anything from doing this.
Well, I mean, except $60. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to do it. Self-deprecating humor is always amazing. Okay, so I want to quickly go into the whole gaining SR thing. What for? Like, why do you care?
I don't know. I just like always gonna. I mean, when I say getting SR, I mean it's an umbrella that I'm talking about. And under it is everything like understanding the game, being better at video games, and being better at Overwatch. I've always been like a numbers person, and like Gaining SR and just being better. I mean, I've always just played competitive games. I don't play like single player games and stuff. I like
Mm-hmm.
play ranked games like pretty much exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
Like if a game doesn't have like a ranked PvP system, I don't like enjoy it that much.
So if Overwatch ranked was like taken out of the game,
Yeah.
or I guess no, let me rephrase that. Let's say that like ranked would still exist, right? So like a game mode where you're put against players of a similar skill level, but they would remove skill rating. Like all of that would be hidden. Like there would still be like skill rating and tiers and promotions and SR and whatever in the background, but you couldn't see it. Like, you know, you could hit GM, but the game wouldn't tell you, basically. You know, you would play against better players, but the game wouldn't tell you that. Would
Yeah.
you still play?
I'd still play because I enjoy the game, and I play
Okay.
quick play sometimes because the game's fun.
Okay.
And like Destiny 2, I don't know if you ever played that, but the
You
ranking
played, like,
system in that
Crucible,
game is all
right?
behind the scenes. And like
Yeah.
I play that super competitively too.
Okay. I don't understand, like, so. Actually, no, that doesn't really matter. We can just skip over that. Can you go a little bit into how you spend your time when it comes to getting better at the game?
Well, usually what I'll do when I'm playing is at least once a day, usually more, I will rewatch one of my games and be like, okay, so what can I do? And I don't do this as often, but I'll usually play like an hour of like just some like aim trainers, you know, just to like keep my
As a
mechanics
tank?
straight. What?
You're playing an hour of aim training a day as tank.
I mean, not an hour a day. I used to do that, but then I stopped, and now I play it like every like 2 days. Like, let's say I have a game where I was just not hitting any hooks. I'll like maybe go to the workshop, play the hook things, maybe go do the aim trainers. I don't know if you know anything about Kovacs. There's some really good shotgun scenarios on there where people like copy Hog's fire rate, and you'll have to like, I'll sit there shooting targets for 30 minutes to like, get better at like shotgunning on Hog because I play a lot of Hog.
Okay. Yes, I know I know Kovacs. I remember Kovacs since pre-release when he was like sharing the first screenshots of it. But yeah, here's the thing. So you said you play like 15, 20 hours. Like that's how much time you put into the game. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say I play every single day for at least like 5 games every day. A lot more on weekends.
Okay. Yeah, that is fine. It's just important for me that you understand that aim training as a tank player is kind of a waste of time. If you miss hooks on Roadhog, then you miss hooks. Like, aim training isn't going to fix that. Inconsistency is always going to be there. And as a tank player, the aim training that you get from just ranked is all you need. Like, it's not a very efficient use of your time to aim train as an off-tank player. So I wouldn't really bother, especially when the scenarios are this specialized. Like if you're basically trying to copy Overwatch in Kovacs, first of all, that time spent is only going to work on like one very, very specific area of him, which means that all of those hours that you've put into the weird Rotor Kovacs thingy isn't going to do anything for you on Sigma or Zarya. You know, it's kind of a waste. And even then, if you want to if you want to practice that mechanic, you know, why would you do that in Kovacs if you could just play, you know, deathmatch and like practice on actual hitboxes and actual movement mechanics and whatnot?
Yeah, most of it came from playing Valorant because it helps a lot in that game, and I play a lot of Valorant
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah, no. Like Valorant is very different. I'm talking about Overwatch. Like as a tank player, not like a huge waste of time. All you need to do is like you can warm up. You know, you can play like a game of deathmatch, just you know, hooking people as Hog, maybe playing a little Zarya or something. But after that, you just go into ranked. I mean, ideally, you also want to watch a replay every day, but you know, there isn't really that much to it. You know, you just open up a replay, eat some food, and then you warm up, and then you play ranked. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to skip over the part that doesn't matter. And your forum wasn't like super duper in depth, so
I mean, you can ask me about any of the questions. I don't think I put like a lot of the stuff I did not go super in depth in, but I could if you wanted me to, if you like asked me.
well, I mean, is there anything you think I should know that could be important? Because
I mean, not really. Nothing else that you like, nothing that you didn't ask on there.
okay, then do you know how screen share works in Discord?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm watching it. Screen share.
very nice. Oh, I'm so tired. It's fucking 3 a.m. in Germany. I hate my life.
I didn't realize I was scheduling on at 3 a.m. I mean,
Oh
it's only
no,
like,
no, no, it's okay, it's
I'm
okay,
fine.
it's okay, trust me. It is okay. I need to be up at 12 a.m. No, not 12 a.m. Noon. Okay, I forgot how words worked. I need to wake up at noon tomorrow. So I'm gonna have like, math is difficult, 8 hours of sleep. Actually, I only need 6 probably.
I mean, for adults, like 6 through 8 is like perfectly fine.
Oh yes, but trust me, my sleep is it's my treasure. Also, these balls
Yeah.
look hella coronavirus.
Yeah, I took the gold skin off because the red, I like the red.
Yeah, I can respect that. Okay, let's look at some high tier Heartstuck Diamond off-tank gameplay. My expectations
yeah.
are immeasurable.
I don't even know if this was the best game to review because like I feel like I didn't do that bad here. There are definitely games where I've done better. I was just like, all right, this one will work. More about watching it than particular game.
Mm. I mean, this is fine, but there is one thing. So one thing you need to be aware of is that it's very, very easy to underestimate how much damage you're actually taking as an off-tank. With this team comp, it's not so bad because you have a Baptiste. So if you take damage, it doesn't really matter. He's going to AoE heal anyways. But as an off-tank, you're basically a main tank in terms of hitbox, but you don't have any armor. So the damage you take, especially the poke damage, is going to be really, really significant. So the more damage you take, the more healing you're going to steal away from the rest of your team. So whenever you play around like this, you want to make sure that you stick as close to cover as possible and not take these random Hanzo arrows and whatnot. Like, that's the whole point behind you being able to shoot around walls. You know, it's perfectly fine for you to stand here and then bounce your left clicks off the wall into them. That's something you're going to develop a feel for naturally the more you do it, but you need to actually try and do that. Like, that's one of the best things about Sigma. You can poke and farm ult charge without taking a single point of damage, and your healers are going to love you for it. But if you eat fire strikes like that, you know, again, like, it's kind of a struggle. In this case, it's okay for your team. Like, the Baptiste doesn't really give a shit, but you need to be careful. Okay. But I mean, the enemy team isn't really doing anything, so all of this is okay. Okay, another thing. Don't bother using your shield to contest DPS like this. Whenever you farm ult charge, so as Sigma, you're an ult charge based character. You don't really give like a lot of value, especially in lower elo, outside of your ultimate. You're basically an ult bot. You just want to get your ult as quickly as possible. You always want to look for the easiest sources of ult charge. Okay. This Hanzo is not an easy source of ult charge. These people up on the high ground are. Because they're not going to be able to contest you. Like, you can throw your orbs, like, you can chill here. And you can just throw your, like, your left clicks, you know, behind the shield. And that way you don't need to waste all of your right click. The reason why that's good is because when the enemy, oh my god, English is a difficult language at 3 a.m. When the enemy team actually pushes in, you always want to have as many resources as possible. Like, that's actually a big part of high level play, where you want to try and apply pressure to force the enemy team to use cooldowns. Because if the enemy team gets you to use your shift and your Torb to use his like weird buff thingy, Baptiste to use his immortality field, her use her grappling hook, the more cooldowns they can force out, the easier the team fight is going to be for them. And on the opposite hand, you need to give as much resistance to that as possible. So you need to make it difficult for them to burn down your shield before they can engage. And yeah, like with the way you're positioning here, do you see how you're frontlining?
Yeah.
You can't do this as Sigma. Like this is kind of suicidal. Okay? You need to play safe. You need to make sure that you don't lose your entire shield immediately. You can chill here, you can poke people on high ground, you can play around cover, but just standing in the front line like this position sucks. Because this healing orb should not be on you. Okay? The passive healing that you get from the Baptiste, just kind of spamming the both of you, that should be enough healing for you. But the Zenyatta shouldn't have to constantly, like it's really annoying for him if you're taking this much damage as an off-tank and he constantly has to juggle orbs between you and him and you and him, and it's kind of it's a bother. And see, like now you have, this is basically the worst case. Because now you don't have your shield and you don't have your shift. And what did you get out of that, you know? Like you probably would have been able to get the same amount of ult charge without having to use all of your cooldowns and risking your life that much. Like you really just, I mean, yeah, you're just not comfortable bouncing your orbs around walls, to be honest.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that much, I'm gonna be honest.
Like, do you see how split you're from your team here? Like this is physically uncomfortable. You know?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Like how much mobility does Sigma have? How much armor does Sigma have? Do you have your shift available? No. You know, like, I mean, the enemy team sucks because this is low elo, but the thing is that if you want to climb, it's not just good enough to like survive in this elo. You need to prove that you can survive against good players. And this position is like, you know, kind of a yikes, like you're just feeding them ult charge. There we go. But yeah, like especially above the Reinhardt shield, like if you're at the correct distance, which again, that's something that you learned through practice. If you're at the right distance, you just need to aim above his shield, and then the orbs detonate like right behind, like right above his head, basically. That's the most consistent way for you to get ult charge, and that's just something you need to practice. See, like right here, for example, you keep shooting at the shield. You need to start shooting above it.
Yeah.
Like so far, your ult charge rate is just, yeah. Way too slow. If you had your ultimate by now, like your Zen already has trans, your Torb is pretty close to his ultimate, they almost have Dragon, Bob, etc. You're like 60% is kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like generally speaking, you want to get your ultimate at around the pace that a Zarya gets her ultimate, and she almost has it. And again, this is a low elo Zarya, so she's probably not getting it super optimally either. But again, like right there, instead of being this close to him and shooting it right at the shield, walk away a little, shoot it above the shield. It does the same damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, what are you doing?
I wasn't gonna go in for the boob. He could have booed me.
No,
if he,
I'm
if
saying
he was good.
no. That's not what I'm saying. No, it's good you didn't push him. What I'm saying is like all you need to do is hit the wall and he's dead.
No, I'm about to. I remember this.
What do you mean you're about to? Where are these going?
Wait. Just give it a moment. Just give it a moment.
What? Right here? Oh, missed again.
One more. There we go. Now it's
third time's the charm. Ooh, he's gonna do it. Hell yeah, he did it. Very nice.
Lucio doesn't even move. Put the shield so we can't boop.
There we go. Very nice.
Finally got him.
You know, thinking with portals. But yeah, especially if you main Sigma, you really need to become more comfortable with bouncing around walls.
I'm mostly main hog-ish. It's like a 50-50 of Sig hog.
See again, do you see how you're frontlining?
Yeah.
Look at like this huge chunk of damage that you take. Like bam, you're half HP. Like this sucks. It's not like the end of the world, but again, it's a huge risk. Like that's, you know, what happens if you get slapped? What happens if you get Hanzo headshot? You know?
Yeah.
Okay, this ultimate is good. Forcing out beat. Nice rock. Okay, at this point you just need to stay alive. Huge! Not enough. Yeah. I don't think there's much you could have done there except use your, like, get your ultimate a little sooner.
Yeah, I think
Did get it fairly early.
I try to get the tanks in it.
Yeah, basically the only thing you could have done differently there is use your ultimate slightly earlier, as to not give them time to go in. Like if you would have used your ultimate right here. Like this is probably your best bet, because the thing with Sigma ult is you don't really need to hit a lot of people with it. You just want to use it early on people that you actually have kill pressure on. Like if you would have hit, you know, even like these three here, the Ashe is an easy kill unless they use beat, but if they use beat just to save the Ashe, it's fine because you guys trade ultimates. And if you use it this early, you also make it so that the beat is going to run out for the most part. But you just hesitate like a little bit too long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then the Zarya bubbles and the beat comes in and everything. Like honestly, okay, here's the unfortunate reality that I'm going to present to you. Okay, Sigma ultimate charges significantly faster than Lucio beat. Okay, the real problem here, to be frank, is that the Lucio has his ultimate before you use your first. Ideally, the round starts and you should get your ultimate well before this Lucio gets his ultimate. Like it's been 2.5 minutes into their push. That's just way too slow. Especially since you guys have been winning all of the team fights. Like the team that loses the team fight, in this case the attacking team, like they've been losing fights for 2.5 minutes, right? And their Lucio still managed to get his ultimate before you did. Even though you've been winning team fights for 2.5 minutes. Do you see how that could be a problem? And your ultimate is busted. Like, you don't offer a lot outside of your ultimate as Sigma. I'm not saying that Sigma is weak, it's just like his kit is very ult focused. Like, his ultimate is insane. The rest of his kit is really just to get the ultimate. And you know, you can use the rock for peel, I guess. Do we have any questions so far?
Not really. Kind of answered everything I could have.
Okay. I mean, that's okay. Whatever, you're just regrouping here anyways. Okay, like let's just keep track of ultimates now. So you're at 43%, the Lucio is at 48%. If you don't get your ultimate before the Lucio, you know that you fucked up here. Who is going to win the ult battle? The expectations are high. Push up to the corner, shoot above the Rhine shield. I have faith. Above the Rhine shield. Don't aim so low. Okay. You're ahead of the Lucio. So far so okay. You're still shooting at the Rhine shield instead of above it.
Yeah, I kind of don't really think about not shooting above it like all the game.
Again, or either that or you shoot behind it, like, you know, trying to hit a wall and then, like, you know, from the wall have it bounce into him. Like, you need to be very aware of the environment. That, and also your team comp is like hard inting. Okay, here's the thing. You don't really have a main tank here. Which means that, I mean, technically you do, you have the Hammond, but he can't stay in there forever. So you can push up aggressively when the Hammond goes in, but you need to understand that the Hammond needs to go out eventually. Like, he's not like a Winston who can stay there for a very long time. And as soon as your main tank goes out, which he does right here, he goes back into ball form and he starts rolling back, you don't need to, like, push up this aggressively.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your rock would have been nice there, but it's okay. Okay, you and the Lucio are even. Who is going to get it? I mean, if both of you guys disconnect, then you would get it because you charge it faster passively, but we'll see. Huge juke. Also, stop using your rock like this. I didn't mention
I
it
used the
until
rock
now.
against the shield so many times.
I didn't mention it until now. Your rock is not an ability that you need to spam. You know that, right? Like, holding onto rock is okay. Think of rock less like rotor hook, because I feel like right now you're almost using it like a rotor hook. Like, you're using it to get picks almost. Use it like Ana's sleep dart. Like, with Ana's sleep dart, she can use it to get picks, but for the most part, it's, you know, just to stay alive. It's just to protect yourself. It's to punish the enemy team when they go aggressive. Your rock is the same way. Your rock is not an ability that you spam. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, this just doesn't do anything. Okay, ooh. You're slightly ahead in terms of ult charge. And again, like here, you're kind of main tanking. You need to make sure that you stay closer to cover, so you're more independent. Like, all you need to do here is just chill against this wall, and then from this position, spam your orbs. Like, you can even throw them against a wall or against, like, the payload or something. But you don't want to be this close. Like, you don't have the kit to frontline like this. I know that you're worried about contesting the card, but that's not really your job here. That's what your Hammond needs to do. Okay. Well, I mean, so far you're neck and neck with the Lucio, which is not a good thing. But you also have lost the last 2 team fights, so it's understandable. Okay, yeah. You got your ultimate before the Lucio. Very nice. See, and right now, if you would ult like this second, theoretically he wouldn't have been able to beat. Although obviously by the time you're actually back, he's gonna have it. Because he can't counter every single one of your ultimates with his speed. And you need to abuse that. Man, these rocks are painful to watch.
You're gonna see a lot of them.
Holy
They're
moly.
just not good.
Just hold onto them. Wait until the enemy team does something stupid. Like, look at this, okay? There's an enemy Zarya. Look at what she does. Did you see that? What did she do?
She just walked right in front of the shield.
And what did she do while she was running in front of the shield?
She bubbled.
She bubbled herself. Okay. So, right here, she's in front of the Reinhardt shield without bubble.
Yeah.
Do you see how maybe she might have made a mistake?
Mm-hmm.
Man, if only Sigma had an ability to punish enemy mistakes. To punish Zaryas who run in front of the Reinhardt without their bubble.
I think I may have ulted here.
Do you see how she's literally discorded?
Oh my gosh.
Do you see how thirsty she is? Bubble on cooldown, she's discorded, she's right in front of you. But look how pathetic this is. You don't have your fucking rock. Just imagine, and your Hammond needs to save your ass. Holy shit. Did you see how free that would have been if you just held onto your rock?
Yeah.
And look, you just randomly spam it. Don't spam it. Okay? Use it deliberately. Also, this is very confident. I like it. Okay, maybe a little too confident. And see, that rock is okay. Because if you would have hit that, then you would have been... I mean, the Lucio would have died anyways, obviously, but... That rock was okay. Okay. See, again, do you see that? I mean, obviously, you don't have your rock here because you used it on the Lucio, which is okay. But do you see how, like, over-aggressive these people are playing?
Yeah.
Like, the Reinhardt is back here. This Zarya has no right to play this far forward.
Yeah.
If you would have rocked her, there's no protection. There's no one who can help her. Right? So if your teammates are in a position to follow up, she would be dead. Like, imagine her getting rocked right there, you know? Free kill.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who are you rocking? What is this?
I think I tried to hit the Rhine, but failed.
No, you didn't. You used it before you saw the Rhine
Just
charger.
threw it into the team randomly like
just use it on like the person in front of you. Like the Zarya didn't even bubble it. She just outbrained you. Ooh, don't do this. When you lose someone, don't bother using your ultimate. Like, your Torb is already dead, just play for stall here. Like, just waste the enemy team's time and waste their ultimates. And then use your ultimate to snowball, not snowball, to regain momentum afterwards. Because do you see how, like, this teamfight is lost anyways? You want to use your ultimate to turn even teamfights into advantageous teamfights. Like, where you have an advantage.
Yeah.
The only time you use it to, like, try and turn a lost teamfight around is if you are very fucking confident that you can get, like, 2 picks with it. But Sigma ultimate isn't really that ultimate. Like, with Sigma ultimate you don't go for... Why did you rock your own Reinhardt?
Sometimes I accidentally rock my own teammates, or like shoot my own teammates. You might see that a few times. I don't know why. It may have been late at night, and I just saw Ryan and grab and just clicked E.
And expose yourself to your own lapses in judgment on a daily basis. I mean, yeah, you know. That defense was kind of a meme, not gonna lie.
True.
Well, let me change my settings, by the way. This is a little much. There we go. Do we have any questions so far?
No.
Well.
Now on Zarya Ryan.
My expectations are limited.
They should be. It's gonna be some.
I mean, it's
very,
okay. Your team comp is good.
Zarya.
You have Nanoblade, you have Ryan Zarya. Like, this is workable. Go get that energy. Okay, what should you be doing as Zarya right now?
Leveling the Ryan. I think because he's getting a lot of spam.
Well, no. What do you need as Zarya?
Charge.
How do you get charge?
By bubbling people.
Including yourself. Correct?
Yes.
So why haven't you bubbled yourself yet?
Because I haven't taken any damage, and that Hanzo probably wasn't gonna shoot me.
Well, what do you mean he probably wasn't going to shoot you? Were you trying to get him to shoot you? How do you get the enemy team to shoot you?
You peek out in front of the Ryan shoot and like look like an easy target.
Yeah, you bait them. Instead of chilling here, you run in front of the Rhine, you literally walk like right here. You take a bit of damage. Half your HP heals on its own. Zarya has been designed for this. You're allowed to take damage without being an annoyance to your healers. Okay? You can take up to half of your HP and damage, bait the enemy team into thinking they can kill you, and then you bubble and you go out. And maybe if you would have done that, the enemy Widowmaker would have focused you instead of your Widowmaker, which would have been a nice bonus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're going into this fight with like no energy, which isn't good. You bubble your Reinhardt.
That was an early bubble.
Well, I mean, like, why would the enemy team shoot this? You know?
Yeah.
How is this even remotely worth breaking the bubble for? Like, against good enemies, you need to be under the assumption that the only damage that your bubble is going to get is either intentional damage because they're trying to break it, or it's like random spam damage. But they're not going to just shoot it, you know, for no reason. Like, you need to give them a reason. And yeah, again, like, right there, like, it's okay. You took some damage and then you bubble, but you want to position more aggressively. Like, you know, like, don't just stand in the back like that. Like, walk forward. Be a little cocky, almost. Because you used so many bubbles just to get 40 energy. And the only reason you got this much energy is, again, because the enemy team is a little stupid. And yeah, if it takes you a long time to get energy, it takes you a long time to start applying pressure. For the majority of that team fight, you were useless. Like, by the time you could actually start being a threat, your Reinhardt was already dead. Speed is key. Rip Ana. Again, you're not putting in a lot of effort to make yourself a target the enemy team wants to shoot. Like, what the fuck was this? Just look at this from like the enemy team's perspective for a second. Like, do you see how this Hanzo just does not give a shit about you?
Yeah.
You're being friend-zoned by Hanzo.
True.
Go in, like, you know, make the enemy team think you're being stupid and you're inting, and then bam, all of a sudden you bubble. Oh my god, she grabbed you. What a meme!
Yeah.
How are you in this elo? These people are so bad. You should feel ashamed.
Dude, Chuck, I looked at the profile because after this they were like, haha, they said in chat, literally I quote, haha, get wrecked, silly diamond.
Oh.
And they were like 3,600. I was like, what are you doing?
When people reach masters, their egos usually get a little inflated because they're like, ooh, I'm a master at this game. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I think I was one of 2 diamonds in this game.
But I mean, that solo grab was kind of embarrassing. Chuck, you have embarrassed yourself. Water is pretty great. That bubble was okay because you didn't use it for energy. Man, yourself bubbles. Run in, take damage, make the enemy team think you're an easy target, bubble, get energy. And the same thing happens for your teammates as well. When you bubble your teammates, just let them take a bit of damage. Did you see that? Did you see how you shot the Zarya bubble?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you shoot the Zarya bubble? Isn't that bad? It gives her energy.
Well, then I was gonna kill her.
Exactly. You shot it because she looks killable to you. Now in this case she is actually killable, so this isn't her like making a big brain outplay, right? But do you see how like irrelevant the bubble is here? Like, people don't give a shit about the bubble when you're low HP. And if her healers healed her, she might have been able to survive that, and then you would have just given her energy. But I would love to talk about how to actually use energy and like play aggressive, but so far you've never actually been in like a position to play aggressive.
I think I start getting some nice energy later.
Okay, okay. Then we can talk about
our Ryan just
aggression.
starts like mega feeding, I think.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, you're all tabbing. You're getting DMs from your crush. Get back into the game.
I think I was talking in chat. There was a lot of chat talk this game.
God, what is so important that you go AFK in the middle of a ranked match to type shit in chat?
I don't know. There was a lot of. I just remember this game was like. I remember like Blaze Whip was just spamming chat the whole game.
So you respond?
I don't know. Kind of a. Okay. This is not like an insanely good thing to admit, but I kind of can be toxic in chat sometimes and just like yell at people.
You can.
That's me.
Oh my god. You can be toxic?
Occasionally. But like,
wait, so remember that whole part earlier when we went through the forum and I told you, is there anything else I need to know? Don't you think that saying, you know, I'm a 16-year-old flamer is like an important piece of information?
Okay, it's in a good way though. It's
in a good way.
It's like it's not that I never flame the enemy team. I don't care about them. It's just like I'll go in team chat and I'll be like, Ryan, you're literally feeding. Please switch. And I like say that a lot. Like my problem is I ask for switches all the time. Like we'll have a Zen and we'll lose once. We'll lose like one team fight because of Zen. And I'll go into chat and be like, hey, stop playing Zen. He's bad. It's like that might be what I'm doing if I'm AFK.
I think I'm suffering from testicular cancer because of what you just said. Like, I think my chair is about to break. It's starting
I
to
know
swell
it's
up.
bad. I mean, I've
Did
tried,
you
I've
just
done it
say
less
like,
recently.
oh, you know, don't worry, I don't flame the enemy team, I only flame my team? You know, I mean,
know,
I
it's a
just
bad
tell my
habit.
Reinhardt that he's feeding and so he needs to switch. Okay,
I'm trying
okay,
to not
okay,
do it anymore.
okay, okay, listen. We don't have time to talk about the tilting problem and the flaming problem. That's something that we can talk about in the future. I don't know if you get another session or something, you know, for now it's okay. But you're 16, okay? The time to be like an obnoxious little shit is over, you know? We can be obnoxious little shits when we're like 13 or something, you know?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go to the airport and we like steal people's phone chargers so we can play Angry Birds on our tablets. Actually, I think you're too young for Angry Birds. Anyways, you're 16 now, okay? I know a few 16-year-olds who have done things in their life that no 16-year-old should have done. You know, like they're 16-year-olds in gangs, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, do you think he's the kind of person that gets so upset at a video game that he goes like, oh, Reinhardt, you're feeding, swap. You know, like you're basically an adult. Like in Germany, with 16, you can buy beer, you know that, right?
Yeah.
You can get a DUI at 16 in Germany.
I mean, I could get a DUI.
Well,
I
yeah,
have my
but
license.
well, yes, but the alcohol would be illegal, so you know, like the real charge would be you buying alcohol in the first place. But you know what I mean, right? Like us Germans, we say that 16-year-olds are mentally mature to be able to legally buy alcohol and have a driver's license at the same time. In America, they say, you know, you're old enough to like drive to drive, and you know, go to war for us, but not to drink. Okay.
Yeah, you can't drink till 21.
Exactly. Okay. But in Germany things are different. Although, you know, we like our beer. That's just how
I mean,
life
I've
works.
been to Germany.
Heck yeah, it's a very good country. What I'm trying to get at is you're too old for this shit. Like I'm not gonna give you some huge, you know, spiel about like.
I know. I was just telling you. I figured that was
Oh
something.
no, it's good that you told me. You know, acceptance is the first step to recovery, or whatever people say at Alcoholics Anonymous. But it's just important for me that you're aware of like how cringe it is. Like being toxic in a video game is, you know, yikes. There's other things
Yeah,
to
I
be
went on a
toxic
weird
about.
flank
You
there.
know? You can be toxic about the Super Bowl, or politics, or the ice cream machine being broken at Wendy's. Also, I'm just talking about random stuff at this point because there's really very little I can add here without repeating myself.
I mean, you can repeat yourself. It kind of makes me realize it more.
Okay, okay. Oh, huge problem. Unintentional, but huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I do get a lot of charge here.
Okay.
This was such a big shatter.
That bubble is okay. Your bubble wasn't good though. Like the bubble on the Rhine was okay because he was knocked down, but you were all the way in the back. You didn't need to use it. The thing is, when you're high energy, your self bubble acts as leverage. As long as you have your self bubble available, you can actually use that energy. But if you're high energy, but you don't have your bubble, like the high energy is a waste. You know, like it's not useful. If that makes sense. Yeah. Because if you go in, you're gonna feed. So ideally, right, you bubble the Reinhardt here. There we go. Right, let's just pretend you didn't bubble yourself. You bubble the Reinhardt, and then maybe that gets you up to 100 energy. But oh, wait. Let's say you have 100 energy right now. You wouldn't be able to use it because you don't have your self bubble for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But if you didn't use your self bubble, then you could have gotten max energy and you could have actually used it for something. I mean, again, ultimately you didn't get high energy because no one was shooting the Reinhardt for some reason.
I don't know why we were losing these fights either.
I mean,
Besides,
it takes you a...
know. Yeah.
Zarya is a very momentum-based character. Like, the enemy Zarya doesn't really need to... Like, do you see how she's permanently high-charged?
Yeah.
Because she wins one team fight, and, you know, she just... Like, a lot of the energy stays there, so she only needs, like, one bubble to get back to max energy. But since you're dying all the time, you need to farm up energy over and over and over again. Like, you need to start from scratch each time. Like, you're gonna go to that choke with 0 energy, this Zarya is already at 70. You know, she needs like one bubble here, bam, max energy. Is she gonna do that? Maybe? Go in? There we go. Did you see that?
Yeah, she's max.
Right? This wasn't a good bubble, by the way. You guys shot it. You know, like I think it was mostly spam damage. But she's at max energy. You're at 26. By the time you have as much energy as she has, your entire team is already dead. And also makes it so that she's going to get her ultimates much faster. Which means she can use them before you get yours. So that just snowballs even harder. Like, learning how to snowball makes games so much easier. Or, I mean, not learning how to snowball, just learning how to not feed.
Oh, what was that charge?
I mean, slightly questionable, but free energy. But yeah, look. Now you finally have energy, but it's too late. You know, you just get grabbed. Life is a harsh mistress. Okay. Huge bubble. Very nice.
See the solid tracking.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, so good.
Oh yeah.
You did kind of
Not good
one
enough.
beat to them. I mean, not good enough. Your tracking was fine. You just didn't have enough energy to burn through the heals.
Yeah.
Okay, this is your time to shine. This Zarya has 90 energy. You have 0. I'm sure you're going to be able to make a difference here. Like, by the time you even have energy here, the teamfight is over. See, because you use bubbles like this, you need to get, like, it's okay to not always get max energy from your team bubbles, like from your E, because you can't always control, like, what your teammates are going to do. Sometimes your teammates are going to screw you over, and even though your E was perfect, you're not going to get energy because they run, like, behind a wall or something stupid. But your self bubble,
Yeah.
you're 100% responsible for that.
I just like bubble to Winston because I thought he was like gonna dive and target up there.
Yeah. I need to visit an oncologist. Do you have any questions?
Not really. You've answered all of them.
Oh my god, you have the skin. No, why did you switch? That
I
skin
don't
would have
really know
cured
why I
my
switched
cancer. That skin is so much fan service. It reminds me of the nurse. Oh no, the witch mercy skin. So much fan
here.
service.
Which skin?
The witch mercy skin. It reminds me of the new
Oh,
Diva
the Halloween
skin.
Diva one. Yeah, the Halloween
Yeah.
ones are all fan service, and
Yeah,
they couldn't
basically.
even contest.
Yeah. When in that situation, you should have just stayed Diva. Maybe you would have been able to get back to the point in time. All right, dear sir, with the depressed voice. Apparently, you were just sounding depressed at the start, but now you have found, you know, now you
Now
have
that my
found.
gameplay has been thoroughly flamed.
Yeah, you know, relative to your depressing gameplay, your voice sounds kind of euphoric. Actually, I gotta give you that. Okay, jokes
Rip.
aside, any questions? What can I do for you? It's okay, by the way, my voice sounds stupid as well. I just bass boost my microphone really hard, so it sounds good.
Do you have any tips for Hog? Because like I didn't see any Hog in this gameplay. Because like he wouldn't have worked in any of the scenarios, but I play a lot of Hog.
I mean, like, I can't give you any general tips that you couldn't get from like a, you know, 10-minute YouTube video.
Yeah, true.
So,
I mean, that's really all I have to ask. Kind of gave me everything I could ask for on those heroes.
that's what she said. Okay. Then if you don't have any questions and I don't have anything to add, then you can. I need to find it. Okay. If you have any questions, you can always DM me. You can use this link to write a review if you have at the time. It's always super duper helpful. I mean that seriously. Like, people used to write so many reviews. Nowadays, people are kind of lazy. And
I mean, I wrote a review.
heck yeah. And if you ever get another session, make sure to use this link, because the more sessions you've completed, the cheaper the sessions actually get if you use that link.
Nice.
So,
I might do one on Hog,
sounds like a plan.
but I mean, kind of costs a lot, so.
Okay.
Not really.
And then, yeah, I guess.
Well,
Godspeed
thank
to
you.
you. Have a good one. See ya.
You too.